Hello everyone, this is Stephanie Pettis in the Rolling Studio, and I wanted to take a few minutes and just show you guys what I've been up to. This is my last week home. I'm not real thrilled or excited about it, but it is what it is. Got to get back to work. So I will be getting back in my rig sometime next week. So right after the 1st of October, I'll be back to work. So I'll be back on the road, so I want to try and get a few videos in, a few project shares, because I don't know how things are going to go for me once I get back in the truck, because all of my product and stuff will not be going with me the way it was previously, unless I decide I'm staying in the truck a little longer than I intend to. So the first thing I want to share with you guys was what I was working on my live show. I was doing a couple of little I was actually talking about Halloween apothecary jars, and it turns out that I only did a quick demo to start some ideas on it, but then I have carried it beyond that, and now I have a finished jar that I wanted to share with you guys, as well as some resin, as well as apothecary jars and some resin. Oh, and I also was working on playing with making my own geodes, so I'll show you that too. Anyways, I'll be right back. I'm gonna get a couple things and I'll be right back with you. Okay, so the first one I want to touch on was the vampire's blood. If you guys watched my live show, the apothecary jars, I was showing you that I took one of those chemistry jars that I got at Michael's. I only got one because I bought a few other jars, but I also like to find old jars and recycle jars. But I couldn't resist this one because it actually had the 250 milliliter on it. And since then, all I did during the show was put some Karo syrup and red dye with a drop of blue dye. Food coloring is what it was. And basically gave it the illusion of blood. I don't know if you guys can see that pouring down. It's rather thick. But this is the quick little fun demo we did together on the live show. So you can see it, how it's I put some glue on the outside of the jar, and I chose not to paint them. I thought about painting it, but I liked it when the jar, when you move the blood around, or the fake blood I should say, it actually looks like veins on, filling up with blood, and you can still see through them, so I thought that was cool. I also made some vampire teeth out of glue, but I haven't painted them. I was going to make these white with a little red tip there, so I haven't finished that, but I wanted to go ahead and get this video out because since you guys seen the jar, I also did a topper on it. I painted a styrofoam ball, and because the lid did not fit, I actually glued it in there with the glue gun and made a lid to fit because the styrofoam ball was too small. So I actually created a lid by just creating a rim around the styrofoam ball, so you can open that lid and close it. Anyways, I also got online and got the free printouts. This is the Mr. Bones magical ingredients, and it's the vampire blood, and I have this tag that's got the black micro beads on it with some tulle. I think I'd gotten this tag at Target a year or so ago in their bin, their dollar bin. So I'll probably be trying to revisit that bin as well. And I just painted a little blood, with some red acrylic paint just to give it a little effect. A clothespin with a tulle on it, black with a little red effect. And then I went and added chain. We all love chain, and we love things to dangle. And since these are not the oogly googly creepy jars, these are the pretty apothecary Halloween jars, I also made some dangles for the front of this jar. So if you can get a good look at that, it's just a nice little bead that I combine the two chains to dangle down. Kind of a representation of teeth with a little blood on the bottom. I thought that was a cool effect. And I got these little jewel stickers, I think from Dollar General. I think is where I got these. And I thought, wow, that would make a really cool accent on the vampire jar. I might should have flipped them the other way to look more like teeth, but I liked it this way because it was going up the bottle. It was a little symmetrical there. And then I hung chain around the top and created dangles all the way around the bottle. And I just did different shapes, nothing special, just something to be red and black and crystal to just add to it. I also have one of these beads. I think I got it at Michael's. It's a little skeleton head. And of course, you know, my friends were like, put a feather, you know, you're all about feathers, put a feather. Because I was talking about a feather and they're like, put it in his head. So now we're laughing because it looks like the little creature from, I don't know if you guys remember Beetlejuice. And I've got paint and dye all over my finger, sorry. But the little creature guy, the little shrunken head on Beetlejuice, that's who he reminds me of. Does he not look like the little Beetlejuice guy with the shrunken head? I laugh every time I see that. It was funny though. So it's a little skeleton head with some red crystals on here. So anyways, there is, oh, and I did some quick little looping wire work. I took some 20 gauge wire and just did some looping. This is 24 gauge, this is 20 gauge. And I just did a little wire work just to add some pizzazz to the bottle as well. And I really, really, really like this apothecary jar. It's pretty cool. Let me see if I can pull this up and get a little sideways view. There we go. Might need to, there, it's not so fuzzy anymore. Okay, so anyway, that's jar number 1. Is it not cool? I just had to show y'all. Then I've got jar number 2. This is the moon dust jar. I got a lot of shadow. Let me see if I can get another light on. A little bit. Got stuff all in the way. Let me move it out of the way so maybe y'all can see that it's got a glare now. So anyways, the moon dust, it was also a printed label online, and I thought it was pretty cool, so I painted it with some color there, moon dust. I put some crystal glitter on the outside of it. This is the glitter I used from Walmart, I believe, extra fine. And I just kind of dusted it with the glitter, and then I came back and painted it up a little bit as well. Just gave it an old dusty look. And if you'll notice inside, it's full of liquid. Now this is oil, glitter, water, and then I got some I couldn't, you know, I was looking for bath beads, the oil bath beads, but everybody uses those bath bombs now. So I got some air freshener beads, water beads, whatever you want to call them. And that's what I put in here. I also put in some clear blue ones. And you can see that they're fairly small size. But man, when they got in here, they really grew and soaked up the oil and water, so they're real fat. And there's some little tiny ones, but it really gave it a cool effect. And though the water is blue and you can't really see them, there are also blue beads in there as well. You just can't really see them, but it really pops out, those white ones. And then I took some glue from my glue tool, and I draped it down like it's spilling out of the jar. So I kind of gave it a little special effect there. And I'm looking at this and I was thinking, you know, I really need to put some blue bling stickers around the top of this cork, so I'll probably do that. I just haven't done it. But anyways, this is a filigree piece. It's like a bead cap. And then this is a magnet ball that I picked up out of I think it was also the Dollar General that had them, but they're little magnets, and I just glued it in there inside of the bead cap, and voila. And then I finalized it with some chain coming down from the bead cap. Let me keep it from being so blurry. And sorry, it's still a little wet. But anyways, I thought this bead here was pretty cool because it's like a granite. And I lost my film, but anyways, here's the remainder of the beads. I'm trying to get that in focus there. Crap. Okay, don't want to focus. Okay, so anyways, it looked like a granite, and I believe this might be a Jesse James bead or a bead landing bead. I can't remember which now. I think it's Jesse James. But anyways, it was a rock stone. It's heavy. And I thought, what a perfect bead for the moon dust jar. Then I made this dangle as well, and it's a beautiful pearl bead, glass pearl bead with the Swarovski crystal on the bottom, a bead cap, and then another style of disco crystal ball. I think there's a song like that. And then this little glass bead here that represents that moon dust bead. And of course, you know, my bead's getting turned blue, but that's okay. Anyways, there is the beautiful moon jar. And this bead right here, I mentioned the magnet ball. Here's what it looks like. Again, I believe I got that. To see the little magnet at the bottom. I got this from the Dollar General. So I thought it was really cool to put in that bead cap there. And then I ended up using a part of a trim from the Flare by Me group, the mermaid kit. She had this beautiful blue trim, and I thought, man, that's perfect for my moon dust jar, and I couldn't help myself, so I added it to the moon dust jar. Give it a little classy little dress look. Not that a bottle needs a dress, but I thought it tied it in real well. So we'll put that aside. It's still a little wet, so eek. And then I love this next jar I'm going to show y'all. I had this concept of a bath bottle, like giving away a gift, but I still wanted to keep my apothecary theme going, so I did it where it would be both beautiful and Halloweenish. And here it is. So I'm going to start from the top. This is a stick pin top. It's a jeweled stick pin top. And then a green pearl. And then a Jesse James or bead landing bead. A flower filigree. And what I did is I popped that needle right into the cork of this jar. And so when you pull this jar out, I dangled it from the bottom and put a pearl bead for weight, a Swarovski crystal, a Chex glass fire polish bead, and then another little crystal. And I thought that makes for a really super cute topper for this jar because I wanted it to be pretty. So this goes inside the jar and pop the lid on. There you go. Now, I want to point out this beautiful bling that you're seeing around the edge is from a beautiful friend of mine. I have not done my Happy Mail video, but when I do, you will see this bling, and man, she gave me a lot of it. I don't know if she wants me to, well, it won't matter because she's going to be seeing it anyway. This is Grace Valdivia is a really good friend of mine. She's out of Australia. She has a YouTube channel called Nostalgic Intricate Delights, and she also has a group page called Crafters Monkey Mess. Or is it Monkey Mess? No, Crafters Monkey Mess. You know, I'm messing it all up. Sorry, Gracie. But she sent me some Happy Mail, which I will be doing a video on, that included this gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous bling in it. And I thought, man, this is what I actually started with, is just this little bit of lace from Melanie's mermaid kit, and this was inside the kit that I'd gotten. It's just a little lace trim, and I just used a little small wrap of it, and then I finished it off with this beautiful bling that Grace gave me. Then again, from the Dollar General, was this beautiful acrylic jewels, and I thought, man, that would just be so perfect going around the jar. So then a friend of mine, Shelly Martin, you may have know her, she thought, well, some to offset all this orange, which you'll see in a minute, she thought a brown ribbon would be good. Well, I actually recently bought some straw, and it was from I think also Dollar General or the Dollar Tree, but it was the brown, might have been Dollar Tree. It was brown straw. There was red straw and orange straw, but oh, here it is. Yeah, it's from the floral section at the Dollar Tree. And let me back my camera off. It's a little close. Anyways, this was in the package. It was the orange, the red, and the brown for the autumn colors. Got that, I believe, at the Dollar Tree for $1. And then I wrapped that around this jar. I added chain and some acrylic pearl, flatback stickers pearl. This little skeleton with some Swarovski crystal eyeballs. And then the print that you're seeing, it's a little messy, yes, I know. But it was a last minute thought. And what I did is I had some ephemera paper doilies, and this is the pattern I used on my pocket tag. If you guys didn't see that, I did a Texas size pocket tag, and I used part of this doily, paper doily, for part of the front of the pocket. Well, I just used it as a stencil. And I painted it black around the bottle, and I thought it was super cool, super cute. And then of course I added a little rat just to keep it in the Halloween theme that I wanted to keep. So it's a beautiful bottle, and the tag and label that I found that went with this bottle was the Essence of Beauty, and it is stuck to the back of a phone. It actually goes to a phone. I think it stickers the phone, but I just used it as the background of my tag because it was pretty and lacy, and it fit my decor. And the black that I painted the stencil on, I used and wrapped it around it. So you can see that it all worked out. I mean, you just got to be creative. I got stuck on this project because it took me so long to figure out how I was going to make this a gift bottle with things that you could use, because my bath beads I'd have to order, and I didn't have any, and I'm not patient, so I didn't want to wait. What I chose to do was the same little fresheners. I got some orange ones and white ones, and I put it in this bottle. And because you can't use air freshener beads like bath beads, what I did is I solidified them and preserved them inside of a resin. So I took my resin, I poured it in, and I gave it a little lift, and then I threw my beads in. After it dried a couple of hours to layer it, I added the beads in there. And I know it's harder to see since I painted it, but there's those bead balls in there. And then I came back and I added another layer of resin and encapsulated those bead balls. So they shouldn't go anywhere. They shouldn't dissipate. They are solid. So then I added salt, soaking salt. So this is the bath salts that I got for $1 at the Dollar Tree. And what I did, because I wanted it to stay with my theme, I didn't want it just white, although I could have left it white. I didn't want to. In fact, some of it looks like it's a little white from the cotton balls still in some of that dye. I food colored it with I made some orange food color with red and yellow, and I basically dyed the sea salt. right here. Okay, so I layered it with some bath salt, so you can take that out if you wanted to. And inside there I dyed cotton balls. I dyed some cotton balls. So I dyed those orange. Now the thing about my cotton balls is I didn't wait for the sea salt to really dry, so that's my fault. So the cotton balls then soaked up some of the orange and dyed them even more, which is why I think I'm losing some of the crystal orange in there. But that's okay, because it gives it a nice little, it breaks up that monotony of orange anyway. So I'm okay with that. And then the last thing that I put in here was these amazing soap roses. They say that you can get them at the Dollar Tree, but my Dollar Tree did not have them. However, my Tuesday morning in Texarkana did. So I found these soap flowers, roses rather, and I took them out of here and I popped them right there. I just took the full bud and I squeezed it in and I popped it in there. So if somebody wanted to use those to soak with and the bath balls, they'd have to get through the cotton first, of course. But that's okay. That's what I wanted. It's really for decorative, but you can still open that lid and smell it. It smells great. You have your bath soaps, your rose petal bath soap, your cotton balls, your bath salt, and then if I can order some bath beads, then I won't have to do the resin, because then it'll be a whole useful bottle. A whole useful bottle for a gift if you wanted to gift it or use it yourself. Me personally, I'm either going to keep this or throw it on my Etsy shop. Maybe you guys can tell me if you would buy it or if you would buy it to gift or for yourself. But I'm thinking my Etsy shop might get this one. I don't know. I'll think about it. Maybe you guys can help me make that decision. And please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Comment below. Follow me. Ring that alert bell. And, you know, for future videos. I'm going to be in my truck soon, so I don't know what I'll be able to do, but we'll see. It started in the Rolling Studios. We'll probably keep it in the Rolling Studios, at least until other things, you know, take over. But anyway, those are my apothecary bottles that I ended up doing. They're only 3 right now, and I love them. I love them. I hope you love them too. So there's the vampire, the moon dust, and the Essence of Beauty bottle. And that one was so much fun to make, and though it's so beautiful, I wanted to keep it Halloweenish, so I did put the little rat running down the side of the bottle, which was also a suggestion by Miss Shelley Martin. I showed her my little rat, and I was thinking about putting it on the bottle, but she's like, put it like it's running around the side, so, and put the tail on the hook, so I did that. Yes, Shelley, I'm blaming you. And of course the chain was my idea, along with the skeleton charm that I had bought from Michael's. I don't think it was Hobby Lobby, but it could have been. I go to both. But I hope you like my bottles. And don't forget, the Tuesday morning is what had the rose soap, so those were pretty cool. Alright, I'm going to show you what I'm up to next. Okay, for my next project share that I wanted to show you guys, I picked up these Mod Podge, and I haven't cleaned them. I just popped them out, actually. These Mod Podge molds. This one is a steampunk mold, and I loved it. I couldn't help but get it. And this one was of sea creatures and shells. So the only one I didn't have enough resin for was this little octopus, but that's alright. I'll catch him later. But here they are. We've got the seashell, which turned out pretty cool. The, oh, I know what that's called, the dollar, the sand dollar. And then another little shell, a little seahorse, and an anchor, and the starfish. Like I said, the only one I'm missing is the octopus, but those are some resin molds that I did with my Mod Podge mold maker. And I thought that's pretty cool. I haven't tried it with the Mod Podge itself, but I intend to. But for now, here's what I have. Some of my own embellishments. And those ought to be fun to play with. Now these are the steampunk. You've got the clock with gears. Different shapes and sizes of gears. A lock. Another lock. And 2 different keys. So cool. I love this mold here. It's pretty cool. And this was a lot of fun. And the back is smooth, but it is backwards, so you can't really use the back side. It's got to be displayed this way. But those are that. There we go. And I got them to be blue because I did use this Cast and Craft transparent resin dye. So I have a couple of colors, but I just did it in blue this time because I've never done it, and I was playing and I was experimenting, and I love to experiment and I love to play. The first casting that I did though was these. And I didn't get all the bubbles out, and I blew with the straw and I hit them with the heat, the lighter, and I got some of them to be clear and some of them didn't. This one, which looks like ice in it, if you look at that, you see that? It actually has crystal in it. Looks like ice cubes, doesn't it? Or an ice cube or a frosted blue with those in there. And I'll tell you what that is here in a minute. But here are just some plain castings out of this jewelry mold that I got from either Michael's or Hobby Lobby. Again, can't remember which. But here they are. This looks like it's got some scratches in it. I don't know how that happened. I didn't scratch them. So they must have been damaged and I didn't even know it. So not real happy to see that. I might have to sand that, but that's not cool. It's got scratches in it. Just noticed that. So, I don't like that, but we'll see what happens. I was going to tell you what that is, but I'll tell you in a minute, so don't let me forget. I also casted some resin in a jar. Because I was playing with resin, I decided that I wanted to go outside and grab some wildflowers that were growing since it's in September, almost October here in Texas, Northeast Texas for that matter. And this is the second round of wildflowers that have grown out since they cut my hay. This was a little daisy, and it kind of crumbled inside of the resin, unfortunately. But I want to talk about this beautiful little flower right here. I don't know what kind of flower it was. It was kind of like a little bitty baby purple trumpet looking flower. And it's dark orange right now. But I'm going to tell you something. It was the neatest thing I ever saw. When I was putting this together, I put my trumpet in, and it was a light purple. Well, medium purple. And when I dunked this into the resin, it started, before my eyes, turning blue. It was blue. And I love blue. And I'm like, what? Whoa. It went from purple to blue to a white, a pale white. And then it went to a yellow. And then last night it went to a dark yellow. And today it is dark orange. And I'm like, what? Inside of this resin, it even turned while it was inside of this resin. And there was only one of those flowers. But I plucked it, put it in here, and I had no idea. Next time I find one, I'm going to put it in there on camera and show you what I saw when it was turning from purple to blue. It was pretty cool. But also, I put some of those bath salts that I dyed. I only put a couple just to throw some color in. But I don't know how that would have turned that orange, since it went several different colors beforehand, and it didn't even turn orange until today. So I don't know. But also there are some crystals in here. And the crystals that I'm referring to are these. Let me show you real quick. And I'll get more into it. These are remnants of crystals, like you would find in a geode stone. Except these are homemade. I made these crystals. These crystals I'm going to use in polymer clay for like druzy. But this right here started out on a cup. And I cut the cup partially off. I punched a hole and I let it rest in there. And I was trying to grow the crystals onto the cup in the shape of the cup. Well, it didn't take. So I ended up with a bunch of individual little crystals like that. So I got those. And now bear with me. This is my first round of doing geode crystals. And this one, and never mind the little wire wrap, because that's going to change. Not with this one. This was just a test piece. But here is my geode crystal. Tell me that is not freaking stinking cool. I made my own geode crystal. And on the back, with what I had left over, well, partially what I had left over, it was already getting too dry to use. I was pouring it on the back of the geodes, and I was trying to seal it around this wire wrap frame that I had made. I had made this wire wrap frame a while back, and I wasn't sure what I was going to put in it. Well, I saw it there, and I said, yo, let me stick that in there. And it was too gooey to get in the cracks. So it's on there, and it's dried in there, but I'm going to go back and seal it. But this was just a tester. I will probably just wire wrap around it, you know, naturally first, so that I don't have to worry about it. But that is so freaking awesome. I tried some others, and they're still on the string. I used that pipe cleaner, because that's what they say to use. And instead of doing it in just a circle on itself, I thought I would go out of the box and make a design. Yeah, it didn't really work out real well. Now the crystals grew, and they grew nice and big, because this one was in there over 24 hours. And I lost all its color. It was in purple, but it doesn't look purple too much. But the crystals did get nice and big. However, I don't like the holes that it created unless I pop this inside some polymer clay or something, I guess. But I do love the fact that the crystals grew. I did another one in a heart shape. Looks kind of silly. I don't know. I like it, and the crystals never got big on this one. It was in a smaller confined jar, so maybe that's why. I don't know. But I haven't trimmed any of the stuff off. This is what it was hanging into the solution of to make the crystals. And then here is one more. Again, large crystals, had a space. I tried to make a cool design, but it just turned into a blob of crystal, which is fine. I'll create a geode around it, or just try again. Either way, I was making geode crystals. They were a lot of fun, and you use that borax. Most people use that alum, but you can use the 20 mule borax. You get it in your detergent department. It's a detergent booster, and you can go out there and find videos about it. I did, and I watched several, so I can't give the credit to just anybody, because I watched too many. But that's what I used, the 20 mule borax. It was like $2.50 at the store for the 4-pound box, so it was awesome. But I'm gonna give this another round. This was just so I can show y'all, and I may do a video on it. So we'll see. Anyways, let me just set these aside. Okay, I set all that stuff aside because I want to show you what I did with my resin one more time. From the Dollar Tree, I get this box of nail art, and I've showed y'all before. And inside of the box, there is a, here's what the little thing looks like for your nail art jewelry. So you can use these in inclusions in resin too, which is what I pulled it out for. But then the little case that it came with, it was a little blister pack, and I don't know why I don't have one out, because I ended up destroying the last one. It came in a blister pack where it sat inside, so it made a little cup this thick. And I thought, man, what a perfect mold. So what I did is I used what resin I had left, and I went outside again and picked more wildflowers. And here's the result. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I love it. Oops. There it is. I wanted to show y'all this beautiful, what I'm going to call a paperweight. Here's the back. Actually, it will end up being the front. I've never done resin, so I tried to do it once. It didn't work out well, but this is truly trying to do the resin. My real attempt was this that I did yesterday. And I put some micro beads in there, and they went straight to the bottom. So next time, I'm just going to do a real light layer of resin, let it cure for an hour or so, and then I'll put my wildflowers in. Now, I did them backwards. I did them face up, which wouldn't have been a problem, except I got impatient. And yeah, I ended up messing up some of the inclusions, and they came forward. But I also sprinkled a little bit of glitter in there. But it's still really cute. So these little green beads right here are off of a tree of mine. I've got some other beautiful things I'm gonna go pluck here after this video here. I plucked these off the tree. I plucked those off the tree and I put them in there. This is why I think I want this to be the front, because it's got a nice finish. Instead it's the back, and this has got a rough finish. So, but either way, this beautiful daisy flower, or not daisy, there's the daisy flower. And then this one, I think, is one of those black-eyed Susies. I don't know if that's the true name of it, but I think it is. And then some of the leaves, and then I had these little fuzzy things that I plucked. Oh, got a cotton ball stuck to it. This right here, it's white, and well, it's going gray now, but it was real white yesterday. And then there was some yellow goldenrod that I plucked, and I don't have any of that fresh right now, but I'll go pick some here shortly to do a new one. Here's some little leaves that I included, and then I just added just a little bit of glitter because I didn't want it to be overpowered. I wanted it just to have just a nice little pop to it. So I'm gonna do another one of these, but I'm gonna flip that over and make this the top. So I did it backwards. It was a learning. So I'm a learning, but is that not the coolest? These two I love. I've been wanting to try this for so long. I've known other crafters in the YouTube community to do it, but I've never done it. And I love it. So I hope that you love it too. And I'm sorry about my creepy fingers. Got dye. I've been playing with food coloring and dye, y'all. I apologize, but that's what it is. So my projects have been resin of all sorts, molds and colored resin, clear resin and wildflowers, geode crystals. Here's the crystals. I'm gonna make a nice big geode though. I hope. So there's that. And then of course the beautiful apothecary Halloween jars that I just love, Mr. Bones. And I love all the bedazzled jewels. It's a cool jar. I think that's all I'm gonna make for this season of Halloween. I'm gonna do more next Halloween. Unless I get a wild hair and decide to do more, which I might. Who knows? I never know. But that I really liked it plain, but I really wanted to break up some of that orange. Kind of hate that I hid my beads a little bit, but I thought that stenciling that was so cool, and it really added to the jar. And it still says Halloween with some pretty bling. Halloween with some pretty bling. So there you go, guys. There's my project share, and I hope that you like what I've got done and what I showed you. I had so much fun making it. I hope hope that you join me and continue to support my channel with your thumbs up, your likes, your subscriptions, your views. It really means a lot to me. So please keep me in mind and keep in touch. And until next time, you guys, bye.